Jaren Jackson Jr. is arguably the Grizzlies' best player since Ja Morant has kind of fallen off a cliff, really within the last 2 seasons before his after his injuries that he's dealt with and just court drama, off court drama. And ever since Ja has been out a lot of the games, Jaren has had to step up and be the team's best player. And you can't really blame him for everything that the Grizzlies are going through just with drama and injuries. But I think there are some things that he can do to make the team at least a little bit more competitive. And one of those is I think he has to start boxing out more. He has to be more of a physical player and stop trying to shoot the ball so much. Jaren Jackson Jr. is pretty much the Grizzlies' tallest player. Yes, Zach Edey is about 7'4", but we don't really see Zach Edey a lot of the time. He's very injury prone. And he kind of has to be their center, even though naturally, even though he's 6'10" or 6'11", he plays power forward. But having that size and athleticism that he has to take advantage of that because most of the time, versus most teams, he's going to be the biggest player on the floor. And a lot of the time when I watch Memphis games, he doesn't really box out. He doesn't really try to get in the paint as much as he should. It's kind of like when you're playing 2K Play Now and you're playing against AI, and then you have like a center being guarded by like a forward or a guard, and then he's just kind of standing on the 3-point line. I feel like that's kind of how it is with Jaren Jackson Jr., where you're like get down low, there's a mismatch. You're the biggest guy on the floor, but he doesn't really do that, and he just likes to shoot the ball. And I think if he were to just understand and try to work on his footwork more, I think the Grizzlies would be a lot better. Obviously, this won't fix everything with the Grizzlies because I mean they traded away Desmond Bane, who was their best player. Ja Morant's always getting hurt. He hasn't really looked the same since he has like a couple seasons back. Zach Edey is hurt. They kind of lost a lot of their grit too. And I think a reason why the Grizzlies were so good in the past, outside of Ja being so good, was because they lost Steven Adams, who really kind of carried them on the rebounding end. I mean, he was like not the league leader, but he was a top guy in rebounding during their like pretty much their golden years in the Ja Morant era. And it really covered up Jaren Jackson Jr.'s deficiencies. So I think either the Grizzlies should either A, try to get a center who can cover those deficiencies for Jaren, or maybe he just gains like a different mindset, or B, you just trade him, because I feel like this whole Grizzlies kind of core right now, they're not old, but they're not really young anymore. And we kind of know how they are at this point, like Ja, Jaren. We kind of know how those guys are at this point. I think they've peaked. And so I think it's just better if, they move on, which is just my opinion, but yeah.